Louisiana Beer Reviews 28, Keystone Light. Keystone Light is a Coors product, and it was introduced in 1989, the same year as Keystone Premium. And in the mid-90s, it came out with Keystone Ice. Keystone Light is 4.13% alcohol. It's priced at the economy level. I don't even think it's made in bottles anymore. It might be made in 40-ounce bottles. I haven't seen it in bottles for a long time. If you look on the Miller Coors website, they have it just in showing it in cans. Okay, it's 104 calories. Like all Coors products, it's kosher. This is a 2007 can design. They've changed the can a little bit over the years, but not tremendously. You still have the blue and silver. And if you notice, most light beers have a blue and silver color scheme for whatever reason. This is a specially lined can. Coors was the first company to put beer in aluminum cans, by the way. Well, this beer gets poor ratings on Beer Advocate, a D-. The Bros give it a D-. Rate Beer gives it poor ratings. There is no rating for it on the Beer and Me, but I intend to put a rating on there tonight. I haven't had this beer in probably 10 years, maybe 7 years. When I tried Coors Light, I was surprised. I thought I would hate it. I was prejudiced against it because I don't care for light beers typically, so I thought I would be an awful review, and it was much higher of a rating. So let's see what happens here. I'm going to try to keep an open mind. I'm going to give it a good pour. As one would expect, this beer is very highly carbonated. It has a super thick white head, which I'm presuming is going to recede rather quickly. The appearance is very clear. It's a light straw color. You see some active carbonation, but I don't see a lot of bubbles. I see some, but I don't see a whole lot of bubbles streaming up the glass. Well, even though this beer is much maligned and people make fun of it, it is one of the top 10 most popular beers in the United States. So some people must like it. Let's give it the smell test. It's pretty sweet. You can pick up a light beer aroma. Whereas the Coors, you just have the stereotypical beer smell. With this, you have a lighter beer smell. It's not a bad smell at all. It's nothing strong, but why would a person expect it to be strong? It's light beer. It's made to be light. Their tagline is always smooth. So there's nothing bitter about it. And you can see that head is dissipating. Well, now the taste test. I'm looking forward to this. So here we go. It's a very sweet taste. And I guess that's coming probably from the yellow corn grits that they use. I'm presuming they use corn. Tastes sort of like sweet corn. There is the barley. Obviously, it's not a pronounced taste, though. You don't get that breadiness barley that you get in a European lager. hop bitterness is so minimal here. There's some hops. They have to put some hops in it. There are some, but it's so minimal. You just at the very back end of the taste, you get a little hop bitterness to round out the taste. But for sure, this is a super smooth beer, much like water is easy drinking. This is easy drinking. So you get a sweet taste, not an unpleasant taste. There's nothing bad about it. It's light and watery. That's certainly true. It has a dry finish. It's very crisp and clean. No, I would not go out and buy Keystone Light because I prefer a more full-bodied beer. That being said, I understand that there are millions of light beer fans in the world. In fact, light beer is the most popular type of beer in the world. So, I could go with at least a C. I'm going to say, however, that this is a C+. You can tell it's carefully made. Coors Brewing Company, now it's Miller Coors, and it's really it's Coors is owned by Molson and Miller's owned by South African breweries, but they're combined in the United States to market their products. But Coors and Molson, they're not going to put trash out on the market. You may not like light beer. If you do not like light beer, you should not drink light beer. I don't see the point, however, of ripping it and saying people that drink it are idiotic. They're not credible people. They shouldn't drink beer, and so on, etc. Hey, look, if you like to drink light beer, this would certainly fit the bill. It's priced at the lowest level of light beer. It's just as good as Bud Light and Coors Light, and I don't even remember Miller Lite. I have to rate that because I haven't had it in so long. So why not just go for price? Go into a barbecue, you go into a family get-together, you go into any other kind of event like that. Hey, get Keystone Light. If people make fun of it and say, oh, why are you bringing this cheap beer? Then you can say, look, hey, this stuff is as good as Bud Light and Miller Lite and Coors Light, and I'm telling you, those people are going to have to accept that, because if they try it, what else they're going to say? It's bad, it tastes cheap. It's not bad, it doesn't taste cheap, it tastes good for a light beer. I'm enjoying it. I mean, obviously I would rather a more full-bodied beer, but I respect Coors and for putting this out. If that's what you like, I'm not going to disparage it. So another good job from the Coors Brewing Company. And I'm going to end this review by saying, y'all come on down to New Orleans.